In today's news, Chinnery is newest recipient of Social Home. UN associate members ready for the fourth SIDS meeting conference in Antigua and Barbuda. Cruise passenger arrivals are growing at an unprecedented rate, says the Honorable Kai Reimer. And BVI defeated TCI 3-1 to win First Nations League match. Cordell Riley of Bermuda speaks on the 2016 same-sex marriage referendum. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Is that my lunch? Is that my lunch?
We're like the coworker that doesn't eat your lunch.
I'm John. I'm John.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Is someone gonna get that?
Hello.
Hello. So nice of you to have cleaned up for us. Hi, baby.
We're like in-laws that don't show up unannounced.
Don't worry. I've got this.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Monday, September 11th, 2023. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us, and a happy Monday is wished to each and every one of you. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, in a Government Information Services release, it was announced that the Ministry of Health and Social Development recently handed over the keys to a new home to the daughter of housing recipient Miss Cassandra Sutton as part of its Housing Recovery Assistance Program. Miss Chantel Chinnery accepted the keys on behalf of her mother, who recently passed away. She expressed gratitude to the ministry for the completion of the home. She said, and I quote, "My mom is not here, but she would appreciate the house, and we will appreciate and cherish the house. So I would like to thank the ministry and the housing unit." Minister for Health and Social Development, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, said that this is just another example of the government's commitment to helping persons return to their homes after Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Honorable Wheatley said, and I quote, "We've been doing these social homes all over the territory, and we intend to continue doing them. I want to thank the contractor, the project manager, along with the ministry, specifically the housing unit, for their unwavering commitment to this project." Now, meanwhile, viewers, 3rd District Representative, the Honorable Julian Fraser, gave credit to the ministry for its ardent support of rehousing people who lost their homes. Honorable Fraser also gave credit to Mr. Enos Aaron of E&K Contractors for the swift completion of the house and for his continued efforts to help build the 3rd District. Honorable Fraser said, and I quote, "Beginning in February of last year, just around 19 months ago, one house was turned over to a family by the government here in the 3rd, and in that time, till now, this is the 3rd house that has been turned over. It just shows that there is a commitment by the government to facilitate the needs of those who need. And this is just another one. I'm thankful," he said, "for what took place over the last 19 months to have 3 families receive keys to their homes." Contractor Mr. Aaron said he is happy to be working with the government in doing social homes. He noted that he hoped the family would take care of the house on behalf of their mother, Miss Sutton. Mr. Marquise Maduru of Project Management and Construction Solutions, who was the project manager, reflected the sentiments of Mr. Aaron. He noted that the moment was special, despite being bittersweet. He said to the Ministry of Health and Social Development, "These homes have been built, are a special thing because they are trying to restore stability to our country." The associate members of the United Nations Regional Commissions in Latin America and the Caribbean and the Pacific have indicated their readiness for the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States in Antigua and Barbuda from the 27th to the 30th of May, 2024. More on this report. The representatives of Aruba, British Virgin Islands, Cook Islands, and Guadeloupe at the conclusion of the recent UN SIDS Interregional Preparatory Meeting in Cape Verde from the 31st of August to the 2nd September thanked Ambassador H.E. Dr. Walton Webston of Antigua and Barbuda's leadership in hosting the 2024 International SIDS meeting and helping to shape a new SIDS program of action for another decade. Ambassador Webston congratulated the associate member of their robust participation at the SIDS Interregional Regional Preparatory Meeting and the prior Regional SIDS Preparatory Meetings in the Caribbean and Pacific. He encouraged the 13 associate members of the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean and the 7 associate members of the Economic and Social Commission of Asia and the Pacific to attend next year's SIDS meeting in Antigua and Barbuda, as they also SIDS who need international support. Notably, Ambassador Webston commended the BVI for their pivotal role in rallying SIDS support for the associate members and successfully guiding their inclusion of the official outcome document of the UN SIDS Interregional Preparatory Meeting. The outcome document states, and I quote, "We acknowledge the need of the associate members of the regional commissions for international support to achieve our SIDS Sustainable Development Agenda and to build resilience against external shocks. We therefore call for international measures and support to be extended to them." Special Envoy of the British Virgin Islands, Mr. Benito Wheatley, thanked Ambassador Webston for the government of Antigua and Barbuda's unwavering support in ensuring the associate members' needs as SIDS are also met going forward. The associate members of the ECLAC include Anguilla, Aruba, Bermuda, BVI, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Montserrat, Saint Martin, Turks and Caicos Islands, while the associate members of ESCAC include Samoa, the Cook Islands, French, Polynesia, Guam, the Colonial, New, and Northern Marina Islands. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
Sonny.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on local news, the Minister for Communications and Works, the Honorable Kai M. Reimer, has said that the remarkable surge in cruise passenger arrivals since the summer of 2021 signals a robust recovery in the cruise tourism sector following the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. In his statement at the third sitting of the first session of the Fifth House of Assembly, Minister Reimer said that the British Virgin Islands Ports Authorities and the ministry's unwavering commitment to providing a secure and inviting atmosphere has played a pivotal role in the upswing of cruise tourism, with exceptional passenger numbers underscoring a positive trajectory that is expected to continue into the upcoming 2023-2024 season. Honorable Reimer said, and I quote, "We have demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability, and we are thrilled to witness this exponential growth in cruise tourism. The dedication of our community, combined with strategic planning, has made this achievement possible. The BVI Ports Authority is anticipating an exceptional cruise tourism sector 2023-2024. Based on the ongoing trends and projected estimates, the forecast indicates that passenger numbers are set to reach an impressive 794,489 during the upcoming tourism season." Honorable Reimer also shared statistics on cruise passenger arrivals and how likely cruise passengers are to return to the destination that they've previously visited on a cruise ship. He said, and I quote, "These statistics highlight the cruise industry's significance and robustness not only for the Virgin Islands but also for our entire region, offering promising economic opportunities for job creation and the growth of local businesses. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has charged 30-year-old Kashawn Barronville in relation to the recently seized semi-automatic pistol in East End, Tortola. Barronville was charged with carrying a firearm without a license and 3 counts of possession of explosives. After a recent appearance at the magistrate's court, the Fort Hill resident was remanded to His Majesty's prison at Balsam Gut. Now on Wednesday, September 6th, the police informed the public that they conducted a spontaneous operation within the East End area of Tortola, which resulted in 1 semi-automatic pistol and a significant amount of ammunition being recovered during the search. Speaking on the breakthrough, Acting Commissioner of Police Mr. St. Clair Amory stated that he is grateful for the support provided by the public and the officers who have continued to do their best in bringing these offenders to justice. Now, he also encouraged more residents once again to come forward with any information that can lead to similar arrest. He said, "If you see something, say something. Every life is valuable, but it will take our combined efforts to apply our individual willingness to achieve the change needed to tackle these illicit activities." The arrest of Barronville, is the second gun-related crime reported this week, following Sunday's operation by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force that resulted in an AK-47 assault rifle and a significant amount of ammunition being seized. Charge is 21-year-old Kieron Hodge of Purcell Estate, who was arrested and charged in relation to that matter. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. On the matter of sports, the British Virgin Islands senior football team pulled off an impressive 3-1 victory against the Turks and Caicos Islands on Saturday to win their very first ever CONCACAF Nations League match. Playing at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground, Tortola, an early strike by Captain Troy Caesar gave the BVI the lead in just the first 5 minutes of the game. Now, it took the BVI only 7 minutes later to find their second goal, thanks to the boot of Luca Chowell, who made no mistake to convert off a solid pass. TCI's lone goal came in extra time right before the halftime break, after a controversial penalty call was given by the referee. Now, Captain Billy Forbes netted for the visitors as the BVI entered the break with a 2-1 lead. Chowell found his second goal of the game in the 51st minute to give the BVI the 3-1 victory over TCI. Now, the defeat ended TCI's 3-game winning streak, which they enjoyed leading into Saturday's game. Take a look at the highlights. Ahead of the suggested referendum on same-sex marriage by Premier of the Virgin Islands, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, Institutional Planning and Research Coordinator of Bermuda College, Mr. Cordell Riley, spoke with me on the process, experience, and outcome of the 2016 Bermuda referendum on same-sex marriage, as the BVI seeks to conduct a very similar referendum.
Well, the issue of same-sex marriage had kept coming up, and the government wasn't sure how to move in this area. Some of the government MPs were in favor of same-sex marriage, but I think the majority were against it. So the government decided to go ahead by referendum. And as you pointed out, the referendum was held in 2016, and there were two questions. So the referendum, there was an order for referendum, and basically there were two questions in the referendum. Are you in favor of same-sex marriage, and are you in favor of same-sex unions? And the answer was yes or no. And after the referendum order was established, then there are regulations that go behind that. And the regulation stated that in order for it to be valid, not binding, but valid, there had to be 50% of the voter turnout, and at least 51% of those must favor one or the other. So that's kind of the background, and the results at the end of the day were basically 68% were against same-sex marriage, and 61 or 62% were against same-sex unions.
Riley shared in detail the findings of the Bermuda referendum and its final outcome.
There was some internal, so there was a change of government, and then there was a internal wrangling within the NAX ruling government, where a MP was going to put a bill through the House that stated that marriage was only between a man and a woman. And so the minister at the time, Minister, I think, Walton Brown, who's responsible for this area, had several town hall meetings. And of course, there was the issue was quite emotive. So he had a compromise that he will introduce a bill for domestic partnerships, and that marriage will be reserved for a man and a woman. And so the bill went through, I think, in 2017, and then just as you mentioned earlier, that was challenged by a same-sex couple. So they went to the registrar to try to get married, and the registrar turned them down. And so they brought on a court case, and the court ruled in the first instance that they had a legal right to marry under the current laws. The government then challenged that at the Court of Appeal and lost there. The Court of Appeal sided with the lower court. And then the government vowed that, and I think when the election was coming up, the government vowed that it will, in fact, take it all the way to the Privy Council. And the government did take it to the Privy Council. So the government decided that it was going to, as it promised the voters, take it all the way to the Privy Council. And it laid out its case, hired QCs to fight the case for it, and laid the case before the Privy Council. And so, as you know, it takes a while before it comes back. And so it came back, I believe it was last year. The Privy Council ruled in the government's favor that its domestic partnership bill was not unconstitutional, and it was by a 4-1 margin of the Privy Council. That shocked a lot of people who were in favor of same-sex marriage, because they thought it was going to be a slam dunk, having had two victories in the lower courts. But the Privy Council ruled by a 4-1 margin that the domestic partnership bill was in fact legal, and the government won its case. And of course, the Privy Council is the final arbiter in any laws with regards to Bermuda. So that's how it panned out. Now, if you were to search this on the internet, you will see lots of titles, a lot of headlines stating that Bermuda is the first country to repeal same-sex marriage. That is a total fabrication, because what actually happened, there is no bill that permitted same-sex marriage. What happened was it was challenged. The current laws were challenged, and the judges ruled that same-sex marriage was in fact legal. The government challenged that, and the government won its course. So to say that Bermuda has repealed, or the first country in the world to repeal same-sex marriage, is a total fabrication.
Additionally, he spoke in detail about the process of the referendum and what that looked like for residents.
The Referendum Act. So again, if you look at the act itself, it's very a basic document. I don't think it's very long at all. And
2 pages.
It was very simplistic. It was simply saying the government is going to bring forward a referendum on same-sex marriage. And there were 2 questions, as I pointed out. Are you in favor of same-sex marriage? And the second question was, are you in favor of same-sex unions? And that was it. So a writ was filed for the date of the election, as you pointed out, in June 2016. And there was a huge campaign in Bermuda as a result of that. There's a group that emerged, it was called Preserve Marriage, that was encouraging voters to vote no, no. And then you have groups that supported it, that was urging their supporters to vote yes, yes. So there was a huge campaign that took place after the writ was given for the referendum. And then, of course, everything on the day happened. As I mentioned earlier with you, that I was actually, as a justice of the peace, I was actually in charge of the Western District. So normally there would be 36 constituencies, but because it was a single issue, they combined the constituencies to East, West, and Central. And I was in charge of the Western division of the same-sex referendum. And so people came, and it was a simple process. You have your normal ID as you would for voting, and you only had the 1 question to, or the 2 questions to answer to. And after that, you put your ballot in. So you're in and out in a matter of seconds at the polls.
Riley shared his encouragement to the people of the Virgin Islands as it pertains to participating in the referendum process should we get to that point.
My advice would be to go out and to let your voice be heard. I think either one way or the other. If you want, if this thing goes further than where it is now, if you want your voice to be heard, this is the opportunity to do it. Because I firmly believe that is what swayed the Senate. I don't know if it had any bearing on the Privy Council, but I do believe it swayed the Senate in passing that domestic partnership bill. And I think from a legal standpoint, they look at points of law. But I think it's hard to ignore the will of the people, and certainly even the European Court of Human Rights said that they cannot impose their will on member states. And I think the Domestic Partnership Act, even though I don't think we're any longer under the European Court of Human Rights, it certainly satisfies the dictates of the European Court of Human Rights. So the best thing to do is to go out there to let your voice be known, and so those results, whether or not they're valid or binding, at least you would have something that can be referred to. And I certainly believe that large voice was in Bermuda's stead. It ended up in a good stead in terms of it having some bearing. Even though the referendum itself was declared not valid, I think it had certain weight in the process.
Now, viewers, for the full interview, you can visit all Tweet4 media platforms. That is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com. And of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Happy Monday. Goodbye.
Is someone going to get that?
Hello.
Hello. So nice of you to have cleaned up for us. Hi, baby.
We're like in-laws that don't show up unannounced.
Don't worry. I've got this.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Is that my lunch? Is that my lunch?
We're like the coworker that doesn't eat your lunch.
I'm John. I'm John.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
Sonny.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.